Today we will take a new chapter, that is a scope of homeopathic pharmacy in relation to materia medica, national economy and organon of medicine. So here in this chapter we will see how the homeopathic pharmacy it is related to all these three, that is materia medica, economy and organon of medicine. Why this chapter is important? Because as we know, there is no special book for homeopathic pharmacy. The reference books, or we can say the source books for this homeopathic pharmacy are, this is your first question, what are the source books, or from which books we take the references to form this homeopathic pharmacy, and hence we have to take these relation with the organon and with the materia medica. So we will see first the scope of homeopathic pharmacy in relation to materia medica. Okay, how it is related, how the pharmacy is related to the materia medica. So from the study of pharmacy, we get the knowledge of, from pharmacy, when you are reading, then you will get the different knowledges, and that knowledges or that particular information depends upon the materia medica. So how it is related, that we will see in this topic. So first one that we get from the study of pharmacy, that is the sources of drug. We know the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, then the mineral kingdom, nosode, sarcodes, imponderabilia. These are all the sources of drugs. Drugs prepared from the vegetable kingdom are short acting generally, with some exceptions, and it is useful for the acute diseases. Generally, we start our treatment with the plant kingdom, because these medicines are short acting medicines and they work well in the acute diseases, and they are not very deep acting, and hence we start our treatment from the vegetable kingdom. We prepared the drugs from nosodes, mineral kingdom, and other kingdom is the animal kingdom. So the remaining kingdom, apart from the vegetable kingdom, they are deep acting medicines, or they are deep acting in nature. So, so second step of the prescription, or the second or the third follow-up may, generally we are using these sources of medicine, because they are good in the chronic diseases as they are the deep acting. So we can give the single dose of the higher potency of nosode, or we can give the single dose from the animal kingdom. So in this way we can jump from vegetable kingdom to the animal kingdom, then the mineral kingdom, and then to the nosodes. But be cautious whenever you are prescribing animal kingdom medicines, because as they are deep acting medicine, they are the long lasting medicine, and their characters should be completely matched with that of the symptoms of the patient. Otherwise, that case very difficult to handle, because they are the deep acting. Same case with the nosodes. The nosodes are we are giving in the higher potency, and hence the curative power is much more of that nosode or the mineral kingdom. But if your medicine is not perfectly similar and the dose is higher, then this will leads to the destruction, or this will damage vital force. Drugs belongs to the same family must have a similar action. That this point we will see later on. But first we will see in the disease condition, due to derangement of vital force, the certain fundamental functions of human body they discontinue. They are not doing the work properly, and These systems or these organs wants to discharge the certain poisons, or they do not want the certain things in our body, and for that we are giving the medicines from the vegetable, animal, or the mineral group. Thus it is important to see that excretory functions are working or in order before prescribing medicines from vegetable group. That heart and kidney functions are not impaired, they are functioning normally, and the state of vitality is not much lower while prescribing the medicine from the animal group. And if the condition of a local lesion is dangerous, no medicine from the mineral group should be prescribed by the physician. Drugs belonging to the same family must of necessity have a similar action. So whenever you are prescribing vegetable kingdom, animal kingdom, or the mineral kingdom, these are the certain points that we should keep in the mind. Due to the derangement of vital force, certain fundamental functions of human body should continue to be discharged to help eliminate poisons accumulated, and it is the duty of attending physician to see they are so done before prescribing medicine from any of the three groups. So the functions or the working of the body should be proper, and hence when you are prescribing vegetable medicines from the vegetable group, you have to see that the heart and the kidney is functioning properly. The vitality अगर low है, or if you are giving the animal kingdom, then you should not think about that animal kingdom. और अगर the local lesion है वहाँ पे, but that lesion is very much dangerous, then we should not prescribe the mineral kingdom. So this care we have to take. Then next point is drugs belong to the same family must have the similar action. Uh, if they are belonging from the vegetable kingdom or the animal kingdom, then it is not necessary that they bear the same characteristic. For example, arum triphyllum from the vegetable kingdom and caladium, they are belonging to the same family, but the Ariaceae, which is again belong to the vegetable kingdom, they are inimical. Second one, if the second example is Nux vomica and Ignatia, belongs to the same family, that is the Loganaceae. But they are also inimical to each other. That means they belong to the plant kingdom and the same character or the similar action is inimical. So the a similar action here means they are belonging to the family, but we should not give the Ignatia after the Nux vomica because they are inimical. So after the Nux vomica, you can prefer the animal kingdom if the structure of the body is perfect, if the vitality of the patient is not much lower. Then in the animal kingdom, or the third example we can take here, that is the belladonna and dalgamara. We know they again belong to the same family, Solanaceae, but again they are inimical to each other. So belonging to the same family and they are inimical. They are not complementary. So the action is inimical. Similarly, aloe vera, Allium cepa, Allium sativum, they belong to again the same family, that is the Liliaceae, but they do not follow each other. From the animal kingdom, all the snake venoms. So they belong to the family Ophidia, and the ophiotoxins they possess. So the similarity in their many actions, but they do not follow each other. Lachesis के बाद we cannot give the NASA because it is not follow each other. Similarly, in the mineral kingdom, the halogens such as chlorine, iodine, bromine, or the fluorine, they may have the similitudes because they belong to the same family. Some medicines which are from the nosodes, they are very harmful when we are prescribing them in the lower potency, because they act better when we are prescribing them on the higher potency. If the treatment started with a medicine obtained from vegetable kingdom and metals are used in the latter part of the course of treatment, then the better result can be obtained. So if you prescribe the Nux Omega, after that you can give any metal for the better result. Then the mode of collection of the various drug substances and their preservation. That means this is the second point, which is uh, the knowledge that we will get it from the homeopathic pharmacy. So first knowledge we got, that is the sources of drug. We know the vegetable kingdom, animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, nosodes and the sarcode. So when to give the vegetable kingdom medicines, how to give the nosodes, when we should not give the mineral kingdom, when we should not give the animal kingdom, and if the animal kingdom, if you are giving the lactases, then what we should not give or why we should not give the NASA. All this information, all this knowledge we are getting from the homeopathic pharmacy. So the first point that we have covered, that is the sources of drug. The second point that we will see, that is the mode of collection of drug substance and their method of preservation. But when we are considering the sources of drug, the one more point that important in these sources, that is the doctrine of signature, because we know we are comparing the morphological character of that particular drug or the source of drug with that of the patient. So the knowledge apart from the dosage or apart from the action of the medicine, we are also getting the knowledge of the morphological study of that plant, or we can say the we are also getting some zoological points of that animal when we are comparing their character with our patient. So the best example we know and our favorite example is the belladonna. So belladonna grows very well in the soil which is rich in the calcium carbonate. It requires the calcium for the growth, and from that we know the belladonna and the calcarea calm, they are complementary to each other. So if you, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा था कि we are always starting our treatment from the vegetable kingdom, acute crude medicines we are giving. So if the case is not getting relief from the belladonna, then we can give the calcarea afterward as a constitutional or as a deep acting medicine. Then the lachesis also we know it is prepared from the poisonous snake, that is the surukuku snake. The snake remains in a curved position during the winter and wake up in the spring season. It stretches out always its trembling tongue and passes two offensive discharges or the stool, and they are black in color. All these presents in the symptoms of the lachesis patient. Lachesis patient is also a jealous patient. He is also a revengeful. He always tremble the tongue. The discharges of the lachesis patient, they are very much offensive, and the complaints are again increases during the spring season. So these qualities we know they are matches with the snake. Then we also know the bryonia. The bryonia, which is prepared from the plant kingdom and it is prepared from roots. So these roots of the bryonia, it is yellowish whitish in color. The fleshy roots we are using for the formation of mother tincture, and they are acidic and bitter in taste. Its odor is very much bad. It is a nauseating odor to the roots of bryonia. The similar character we are seeing in the patient of Priania. That is, the patient is having yellow white coated tongue, and that tongue is very fleshy with the rough in nature. Then they are having the bitter taste in the mouth. कड़वा एक feeling आती है mouth में. And in this way, we are comparing the character of the root with that of the patient. Digitalis, again we know this digitalis is used in the blood disorders because the flowers they are having the red or the bloody red color. Then we know the euphrasia, which is useful for the eye complaints. It is a very much famous remedy for the eye complaints because it has a black spot in the corals of that flower, which look like a pupil. Hemamelis, again we know that is good for good medicine for the hemorrhages because the hemamelis having the red juice, and hence it is good for the hemorrhages. So in this way we are also getting the knowledge of the morphological character of the plant. With that, when we are comparing with the patient, so it is very easy technique to remember that particular thing. So from the sources of drug, we are also getting the knowledge of the doctrine of signature. We know the doctrine of signature, we have completed it. The morphological characters we are comparing with the patient, and in this way uh, it is useful for the knowledge, for our knowledge, and we are getting it from only the homeopathic pharmacy, and that too from the sources of drugs. The next point we will see that is mode of collection. So we know the standardization starts from the collection or from the identification. The drug substances do not possess equal amounts of medicinal properties throughout the year, and that's why we are collecting the drug substances, different drug substances at a different period of time. It is necessary to collect it in a particular time, and we have to preserve it properly. During particular time or a season, their medicinal properties are highest. So the effect of medicine of various drugs, if the drug substances are collected in the different period of time. For example, rust drops. So we are collecting the rust drops from in the damp weather or in the rainy season in the evening time, because at that time the rust drops plant possesses the more medicinal property. Then the preservation of drug substance is also important. That like that of the collection, if the preservation is not proper, then it may be deteriorated. The method of preservation of the plant substance and the animal substances are different. The animal substances should be used immediately after the collection, otherwise उसको bad smell आने लगता है. The proper study of pharmacy gives us the information regarding the collection of the drug, कि कौन से season में कौन से time में वो collect करना है. At that time only you will get the highest medicinal property of that particular drug. And the second thing is that how we have to preserve it. Sometimes we preserve them under the glycerin, sometimes we preserve them, we have to preserve them away from the sunlight or the fire, so that we will get the most of that or all the advantages from all the things. So all these knowledges we are getting again from the homeopathic pharmacy. Then the next one is the knowledge of prescription writing and the proper dose. But before that, we are getting the before writing the prescription, we will take this point, that is the knowledge of preparation and the potentization of medicine, because when you are preparing the mother tincture, then we will prepare the potency, and then we will do the prescription. So we will take this second point first and first point second. So, to how to prepare the mother tincture, whether it is prepared from the old method or the new method, that is again depend upon that physician or depend upon that pharmacist. So this preparation of mother tincture, if you are preparing from the old method, that is the preparation, knowledge of preparation. We should know okay, in the old method, the first four classes, they are having the different drug power. Then fifth and sixth, we are preparing mother solution. And after that, we are doing the trituration. So they are the dry drug substances. And these dry drug substances, we are triturated because they are insoluble in any liquid vehicle. And if you want to convert them into the liquid vehicle, that is your second question. If I want any particular drug to be converted into the liquid potency, which belongs to the class 7th and 8th, then what I have to do? How I can convert the drugs belongs to the 7th and 8th class will convert into the liquid potency. What I have to do for that? So all this knowledge we are getting from the knowledge of preparation of the drug. Similarly, in the new method, we know the drug power or the drug strength is similar. In all the processes, we are doing the two processes, that is the maceration and the percolation. So the drug power is same, that is the 1 by 10. So no need to remember it. Just like the old method. Old method में 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 6, 1 by 10 हमको ध्यान में रखना पड़ता है. After that ratio also we have to keep under mind. Then in the fifth and sixth class again there is a bifurcation, less quantity or more quantity. Some requires the water, some require the alcohol. So it is not required to remember all these things in the new method. Only mucilaginous and non-mucilaginous, hard hair, soft hair. Depending upon that and depending upon their moisture content, we are dividing them into the percolation or in the maceration. And the most important thing is the drug strength is uniform, that is 1 by 10. एक बार mother tincture prepare हो गया by percolation or maceration, there is no need to remember what will be the drug strength of Nux vomica. It is 1 by 10. So all this knowledge we are getting from the preparation of the mother tincture. Physician should know the different modes of potentization also with that of the preparation, because this is our unique property. Potentization is not doing in the other pathies, and hence we should know the proper scales of potentization. To the true homeopathic practitioner, he must know how the medicine should be potentized, in which scale it can be potentized. The true physician must be provided with genuine medicine with the proper strength so that he can able to use it therapeutically. And for that, he should know what is the process of potentization. We should know the scales of potentization. So the scales may be the centesimal, decimal or the 50 millisimal scale. And the definite fixed pharmaceutical formula and the procedure he should know. The mother tincture preparation and the potentized medicine should be properly preserved under the pharmaceutical directions. Otherwise, it will lose their efficacy on storing. The pharmacy provides this all information. So since preparation up to the preservation of mother tincture or the drug substance and its collection, all these knowledge we are getting from the homeopathic pharmacy. So in that potentization, he should know the scales as well as potency also. Which type of potencies are available or how to potency should be given. That knowledge we will get again from the homeopathic pharmacy. So potentization may a man may be a sick in the three plane. We can write one much more in that potentization. So that man may be physically, he may be the mentally, or he may be the casually he can be a sick. Medicine selected on the law of similia cannot be always cure the sick person. Here, the proper selection of potency is required. Yesterday only I have told you. The selection of similar medicine nowadays it is not a big task because of the availability of the software. But the selection of the potency is important. So similar plus stronger वो होनी चाहिए. 2S should be remembered always. So the potency selection is required a great capability, great experience for treating any patient. If potency selection is improper, then this will not cure the patient very nicely. Here the knowledge of materia medica will be a no value to the physician if he has no value or no knowledge of potency of medicine and different methods of potentization also. So if you do not know the type of potentization, succussion and trituration or medicine की potency कैसी है, then if he not having the different types knowledge of different types of potency, then it is very difficult to get the cure. It may help the physician in the other way. There are many medicinal substances which are highly toxic in the crude state. Their curative power can be developed after the proper potentization, and hence we should give the proper potency. So in this way, the knowledge of potentization of medicine, we are getting it from the homeopathic materia medica. Then the next comes, that is the posology. कि once you know the collection, आपने collection करके prepare कर लिया, then आपको potentization पता चल गया कैसे करना है, by the new method or by the old method आपने potentization करके potency बना ली. लेकिन if you do not know how to prescribe it, कि उसको डोज कैसे देना है, how to write that prescription, so for that we should have the knowledge of proper prescription and the proper dose. So we should have the knowledge of, in short, we should have the knowledge of posology or the doctrine of doses. The highest ideal of cure, rapid gentle of cure is totally depend upon the 2S, that is the similar medicine and the stronger medicine. And for that stronger medicine, the potency and the dose plays an important role. Homeopathic physician must know about the doses of the selected medicine because a very much large dose can interfere the modus operandi of the medicine, or it can interfere the procedure of the cure, and this may leads to the violent aggravation. Without proper knowledge of posology, as a well selected remedy never brings an ideal cure. Unwanted aggravation can be developed, maybe in the form of medicinal or maybe in the form of disease. The knowledge of the dose helps the similimum to act properly. So the knowledge of pharmacy supplements the knowledge of the materia medica. So here the अगर medicine similar है तो dose should be proper. That medicine should be a stronger one, and hence we should have the knowledge of posology. Once you are having the knowledge of posology, you can write the prescription with the proper dose. The physician should know how to write down the ideal prescription with the proper dose. If a dose is high, it may produce the harmful effect of the body. The pharmacy teaches us the principle of posology, and which helps to increase the knowledge of materia medica. But we should also know how to write down this ideal prescription, where to write the potency, where to write the name of the medicine, which vehicle we can use, then how or how we can give the advice to the patient. So all this knowledge, what are the norms, what are the forms of writing prescription, we should know. The doses of trituration cannot be prepared in purified water, cannot be dispensed in the form of in globules. The medicines can be served in either a liquid form, that is a purified water or dispensing alcohol, or solid form. Pharmacy gives us all this knowledge. So prescription आपको लिखना आना चाहिए in that properly. The ideal prescription वो होना चाहिए. Again we are getting it from the homeopathic uh, homeopathic pharmacy. Then the most important thing is the drug proving. ये सब जो knowledge है, that is the knowledge of materia medica, the knowledge of posology, knowledge of doctrine of signature, knowledge of the potentization, ये सब कहाँ से आता है? The basic thing is the drug proving. अगर drug proof अच्छे से नहीं हुआ है, so we will not get all these things. We will not get the characteristic symptoms. So the homeopathic materia medica is well understood only by drug proving on healthy human beings. We know the advantages and disadvantages of the proving on the healthy human being and why we are not proving it on the animals or on the sick person. All observations, signs and symptoms during drug proving should be collected, and that gives a correct knowledge of drug. Information about the effect of drug in general, idiosyncrasies and susceptibility of a person improves the knowledge of materia medica. So from this procedure of drug proving, we are getting all these things. So this is the integral part of the homeopathic pharmacy. Efficacy of homeopathy can only be proclaimed if the latent curative power of drug is well understood. And this latent curative power can be understood only by the drug proving. Different observations obtained from drug proving on the healthy human being, which increases the knowledge of materia medica. That means the latent curative power of the drug and effect of that drug on the healthy human being. That healthy human being may be the intelligent, he may be the idiosyncratic, he may be the susceptible to that particular disease. All this knowledge we are getting from the drug proving. We also know how the dose should be prescribed, and we also getting the knowledge of characteristic signs and symptoms from the drug proving. And we have also seen the certain medicines whose actions, that is the narcotics या फिर जो alternating action है medicine के, so we are taking the secondary action in that. So all this knowledge uh, of that particular medicine, that particular drug that we enter into the materia medica, that is getting from the procedure of drug proving. And that drug proving is nothing but the integral part of the homeopathic pharmacy. So we are helping to form the materia medica. The next that thing that we have seen already, that is a doctrine of signature. The god had placed a sign on healing substances indicating their use against disease. The idea of doctrine of signature is interfering the nature of action of a substance from its physical appearance and properties, from their color and form. That we have seen the morphological characters, they are important while selection or while you are comparing the medicines with the patient. So again, the same example, belladonna and tarantula, that is Hispicurus spider, and they do not, they are very sensitive to the loud voice, and hence when the drum beat and they came out. That the tarantula patient is also sensitive to the music. So in this way, we are getting the so many knowledges from the homeopathic pharmacy. So कौन से knowledges हमको मिले हैं इसमें? That is the first one is the sources of drug. So we know the different sources of drugs and how the these sources should start, or how these sources are important in the prescription. That knowledge we are getting from the homeopathic pharmacy. So sources of drug may, if that medicine is a vegetable kingdom, then it may be a short acting and it is useful in the acute diseases. If it is a nosehole, then we should give that medicine in the higher potency. If it is a mineral kingdom or the animal kingdom, then they are the deep acting medicines. They are good in the chronic disease. And we should always give one that medicine after the vegetable kingdom. Then the drugs which are belonging to the same family, they should have the similar action. So here the similar action का example भी हमने देखे कि Naxomica and Echinacea, they belongs to the vegetable kingdom and they are inimical to each other. They belong to the family Loginaceae. Similarly, we have seen the example of the Arum triphyllum and the Caladium. They are also not follow each other. They are following the same family, that is the Ariaceae, but they are again inimical to each other. Then the Belladonna and Dulcamara, again they are belonging to the same family, but they are the inimical to each other. Then in the plant, in the animal kingdom also, all the snakes venom, they are belonging to the family Ophidia. but they do not have the similar character. They do not follow each other. Lachesis nasa, they do not follow each other, or the Crotalus also. Then in the mineral kingdoms, we have seen the certain halogens, that is the chlorine, iodine, bromine, fluorine. They may have the similitude, but they belong to one family. They have the similar similitude, but we are not giving them one after another. Even the nosodes also we are giving in the higher potency. And if your treatment is started with the vegetable kingdom, after that you can give the metal, or you can give the medicines which are prepared from the metals. Then we have seen, this is the first thing we have seen, that is the sources of drug. So from the sources of drug we are getting the lot of knowledge. We are sometimes we are using only the root, sometimes we are using the whole plant, sometimes we are using the leaves only, flowers only. So which part we are using for the preparation of medicine, that knowledge we are getting from the homeopathic pharmacy, and we are giving it to the homeopathic materia medica. We know how the nosodes, how the sarcodes should be collected. The nosode and the sarcode, how it to be prepared. We also this knowledge getting from the homeopathic pharmacy. Then doctrine of signature. The second knowledge we are getting, that is the collection of various drugs and their preservation. So the preservation, if it is not proper and if the collection is not proper, then we cannot use food. If the collection is not proper, we cannot prepare the medicine properly, or we cannot prepare the mother tincture properly. And if their preservation, if it is not proper, then this will not show any result to the patient. So the collection time is different for the different medicine, because they show the different medicinal properties throughout the year. So we have seen the example of the rust stocks, and we know how to collect it and how to preserve it. So the preservation is equally important with the collection. If the preservation, if during the preservation it will get deteriorated, then it will not helpful for the preparation of the mother tincture. And if the mother tincture is deteriorated during the preservation, then it will not helpful for the preparation of the potency. So we have seen in the preparation of mother tincture and the preparation of the potencies, how to preserve it. It should be kept away from the strong smelling drugs. It should be preserved in a well stocked bottle. Sometimes gata palcha bottles we are using. We should not use the colored bottle, yellow color or the blue color, because they possess some medicinal properties. Then we should separate. We should have the separate arrangement for the acid and alkalis and for the snake venom. Then the asafoetida, that is a strong smelling remedies, should be kept away from the general medicines. Then we should write the proper symbol, whether it is a solution or whether it is a mother tincture. If you are preparing the solution with the purified water, the potency should be prepared with the help of dilute alcohol or the dispensing alcohol, because that alcohol is having the antimicrobial activity, which is not possessed by the water. So all this knowledge we are getting from the homeopathic pharmacy. Again, the lachesis or the venom should be preserved in the glycerine. The phosphorus should be kept away from the air. It should be stored properly in water. Otherwise, it catches fire. So all these things we are getting from the collection and their preservation from the homeopathic pharmacy. The next thing we have seen, that is the different points which are important for the curing of patient. So after the collection, what we are doing, we are preparing mother tincture. So the preparation of the knowledge of preparation of mother tincture, again we should have. We should know whether it is prepared from the old method या new method. सिर्फ क्लिनिक में बैठ के आपको मेडिसिन आपके पास रेडीमेड आ रहे हैं और आप मेडिसिन दे रहे हो पेशेंट को, लेकिन उसको वो बनती कैसी है, कौन सी पोटेंसी देनी है, उसका हैंडलिंग प्रॉपर है कि नहीं, वो प्रॉपर इसमें बनी है कि नहीं, this all this knowledge we should have. आपको पेशेंट आगे पूछने वाला नहीं है कि वो हाइजीनिक है या नहीं है, या आप कौन सी पोटेंसी दे रहे हो, लेकिन यू शुड हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ ऑल दिस थिंग्स एज यू आर अ फिजिशियन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर पैथी। तो अगर आपको नक्सोमिका 200 दिखता है या आपको एरम ट्राइफेलम 30 में दिखता है, तो यू शुड नो कि एरम ट्राइफेलम फ्रॉम द वेजिटेबल किंगडम, उसका कलेक्शन रेनी सीजन में हुआ है, उससे कौन से पार्ट से वो एरम ट्राइफेलम बना है, whether should I start that treatment with the arum triphalum or not, in what conditions we should give the arum triphalum, in what potency. तो ये आपके बैक ऑफ द माइंड में आपको पता होना चाहिए, because while you are discussing with the layman in general discussion, उसमें अगर आपको ये नॉलेज ही नहीं है, then you cannot talk with them, बिकॉज इतने सालों के बाद भी लोग होम्योपैथी के लिए पूछते हैं पेशेंट की XYZ डिसीज के लिए आपके पास मेडिसिन है, या अस्थमा के लिए आपके पास मेडिसिन है, सो दे डू नॉट नो कि वी आर हैविंग द मेडिसिन, we are having the lots of medicine, different range of potency for the different types of diseases. We are having the medicine all the types of diseases, but because of the ignorance, because of the lack of knowledge और awareness उतना नहीं है, so they are asking क्या आपके पास फिशुला के लिए मेडिसिन है, are you treating the hemorrhages with that, hemorrhoids with that. So for that, for that general discussion, या कहीं पे आप स्पीच देने जा रहे हो as a physician, so in that case you should have the knowledge of our pathy, we should have the knowledge of preparation, knowledge of sources, knowledge of collection of that drug. So हमारी मेडिसिन बनती कैसे आपको अगर पता ही नहीं है, तो how you can talk with that patient. Similarly, अपनी specialty क्या है? So specialty is potentization. So after the preparation of mother tincture, our unique specialty, that is potentization. How that potentization is doing in the lab, in the farm manufacturing unit, that we should have the knowledge of that. कि by trituration से बनता है या succussion से बनता है, कौन से stage तक हम trituration करते हैं, after which stage we are converting into the liquid potency. तो लिक्विड पोटेंसी बनानी है तो व्हाट इज द प्रोसीजर, वो लिक्विड पोटेंसी क्यों बनती है आफ्टर दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेज. सो ये सब नॉलेज हमको होना चाहिए. सिमिलरली अगर आपको ओल्ड मेथड में मेडिसिन चाहिए, दैट इज अ लोअर पोटेंसी, सो वो मेथड कौन सी है, उसका ड्रग पावर कितना है, ये बैक ऑफ द माइंड आपको पता होना चाहिए, so that according to the susceptibility you can give it to the patient. Then this will again add up your knowledge of materia medica. So this potentization, preparation, collection, this knowledge complements the knowledge of materia medica. It will enhances the knowledge of materia medica. तो एक बार आपने कलेक्शन कर लिया, प्रिपरेशन कर लिया, पोटेंटाइज कर लिया, लेकिन आपको पता ही नहीं है डोज कैसा देना है, बिकॉज 2S आई एम ऑलवेज टेलिंग सिमिलर एंड स्ट्रॉन्गर. मेडिसिन सिमिलर है लेकिन स्ट्रॉन्गर नहीं है, so it will not overcome the natural disease, because what is our rule, कि the medicine should be similar and it should overpower that natural disease, then and then only we will win the race, just like a tug of war. दोनों भी रस्सी खींच रहे, सेम स्ट्रेंथ है, तो nobody will win, बट एक अगर स्ट्रॉन्गर है, so that team will be a winner, and hence we should be a stronger one, and for that stronger one, the potency is our weapon, is our tool to fight against that natural disease. So natural disease A team है और B team है अपने artificial disease with the greater strength with that of the potency. So in this way we will be a stronger than that of the natural disease, and then only we will win that race, otherwise वो वैसे के वैसे ही रहेगा. And for that we should repeat that medicine, we should give that proper dose of that medicine. So if your dose is much more, then it will lead to the violent aggravation, and if your dose is very much less, then this will not causes the cure. So your dose should be proper. और ये डोज का नॉलेज हमको कहाँ से आता है, दैट इज अ डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ पोसोलॉजी. तो पोसोलॉजी हमको पता होना चाहिए कि प्रॉपर सिलेक्शन ऑफ पोटेंसी, प्रॉपर रिपीटेशन, प्रॉपर डोज कैसे देना है, एंड दैट इज डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द ससेप्टिबिलिटी. तो आपको ससेप्टिबिलिटी का भी कंसेप्ट पता होना चाहिए. सो दिस पोसोलॉजी is again comes from the homeopathic pharmacy. कहाँ पे डोज आपको हाई देना है, कहाँ पे लो देना है, what are the basic principles of posology. So this will again add up the knowledge of materia medica, because materia medica क्या करेगा, they will give the literature to you about that medicine, लेकिन वो मेडिसिन देनी कैसी है, how it should be practically applied, so that knowledge you are getting it from the homeopathic pharmacy. देन द नेक्स्ट वन इज द, ये कलेक्शन हो गया, प्रिपरेशन हो गया, पोटेंटाइजेशन हो गया, प्रॉपर डोज लिखना कैसे है अब उसको, अगर आपने कैसे ही हैपाजेटली लिख दिया, पहले आपने मेडिसिन लिख दी, उसके नीचे आपने पेशेंट का नाम लिखा, उसके बाद अरे अरे व्हीकल लिखा नहीं है, अरे मैंने उसको एडवाइज ही नहीं किया, सो एंड योर सिग्नेचर इज ऑन द opposite side, then this will causes the haphazard effect. This will not causes any impression on the patient, and that difficult for the pharmacist or the compounder also to dispense that medicine. पेशेंट को भी पता नहीं चलेगा कि डोज लेने कैसे हैं, क्या अवॉइड करना है. So that proper format, that norms and forms, and that most important is your handwriting should be a good one. Otherwise, that patient should not will not read it. So that form of prescription, we are getting this knowledge again from the homeopathic pharmacy. So superscription, inscription, subscription, signature, ये format में जब आप prescription लिखोगे, then and then only that patient, that pharmacist or that compounder can read it properly, can explain it to the patient properly, and then patient can follow all these rules and regulations properly. उसको इन्वेस्टिगेशंस करने हैं, उसको डाइट में कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है, उसको कुछ एक्सरसाइज करने हैं, तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स, उसको डोज कैसे लेना है, दैट अगेन ही विल नो, और आपको भी सेकंड प्रिस्क्रिप्शन के लिए वो हेल्पफुल रहेगा. सो वी नो द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ प्रिस्क्रिप्शन. सो ऑल दिस नॉलेजेस वी आर गेटिंग इट ओनली फ्रॉम द होम्योपैथिक फार्मर्स. और ये सबका बेस कौन है, तो ड्रग प्रूविंग. ड्रग प्रूविंग अगर आपने एनिमल पे किया तो आपके मेंटल सिम्टम्स आपको नहीं मिलेंगे. अगर आपने सिक पर्सन पे किया तो उसका ही पहले का वो जो वाइटल फोर्स है बेचारे का वो डिस्टर्ब है, और आप उसको डिस्टर्ब करोगे डेलिबरेटली डिसीज फॉर्म करके, बिकॉज ड्रग प्रूविंग में वी आर डूइंग द डेलिबरेशन, सो वो पेशेंट और वीक हो जाएगा, एंड हिंस वी आर डूइंग इट ऑन द हेल्दी ह्यूमन बीइंग. So healthy human being बोलते हैं. Why he is healthy and how he is healthy? So he is healthy mentally, physically and socially. अगर वो mentally imbalance है, so वो drug symptoms और उसके original symptoms interfere होके we will not get the pure portrait of disease. So drug proving is the basic thing, and that drug proving करके ही we are adding it in the materia medica. But materia medica एक बार फॉर्म हो गया, बट इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू गिव इट टू द पेशेंट. थ्योरी आपके पास तैयार है, लिटरेचर आपके पास है, लेकिन आपको पेशेंट को देना कैसे, यही अगर आपको पता नहीं है, so it is of no use. So all the signs, all the symptoms, we are getting it from the drug proving. And the alternating actions, the action of medicine on the idiosyncrasy, the action of that medicine on the different susceptibilities, the action of that medicine on the different genders, on the different age group, all these things we are getting it from this knowledge, that is a knowledge of drug proving. And this drug proving is nothing but the integral part of the homeopathic pharmacy. ड्रग प्रूविंग नहीं होता है तो मटेरिया मेडिका में मेडिसिन नहीं जाएंगे, लेकिन मटेरिया मेडिका में मेडिसिन कैसे जाएंगे, ड्रग प्रूविंग आप कैसे करोगे, अगेन इट इज डिपेंड अपॉन द ड्रग. आप जब कलेक्ट ही नहीं करोगे, आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करोगे, उसका मदर टिंचर नहीं फॉर्म करोगे, उसकी पोटेंसी नहीं फॉर्म करोगे, तो ड्रग प्रूविंग भी नहीं होगा. सो इन दिस वे ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर रिलेटेड टू द होम्योपैथिक pharmacy. And the last one is the doctrine of signature. This is again important one, because ये easy एक हमको ट्रिक होती है पेशेंट ऑब्जर्व करके, और मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ द प्लांट या फिर जूलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर ऑफ द एनिमल, ये सब देख के वी कैन गिव इट टू द पेशेंट. सो किसकी कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री क्या है, कौन किसके साथ अच्छे से रिएक्ट करती है, और हाउ द पेशेंट इज रिएक्टिंग टू द particular noise, or the patient hemorrhages है तो क्या देना है. So all this knowledge we are getting it from the homeopathic pharmacy. So identification, collection, preparation, preservation, then the potentization, drug proving, posology, prescription, all these basic things for that patient, we are getting it from the homeopathic pharmacy. So pharmacy का P कितने P को help करता है? Posology, prescription, preparation, so potentization. So all these things are important regarding the cure of the patient. Rapid, gentle, permanent आपको cure चाहिए तो आपको ये सब knowledge मिलती है from the homeopathic pharmacy. So this completes our one relation, that is the homeopathic pharmacy and Materia Medica. Materia Medica में drug enter कब होगे? drug proving आप करोगे. मटेरिया मेडिका में आप इनिमिकल है, फॉलो वेल है या कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री है कब लिखोगे? जब आप उसकी स्टडी करोगे. इफ यू नो द फैमिली देन एंड देन ओनली यू कैन राइट इट डाउन इन द मटेरिया मेडिका. और ये मटेरिया मेडिका फिर सिमिलर मेडिसिन फाइंड आउट करने में हेल्प करेगा, लेकिन बस सिर्फ वो हेल्प करेगा. अगेन यू हैव टू बैक इनटू द पोटेंसी. तो पोटेंसी का नॉलेज आपको कहाँ से मिलेगा? पोसोलॉजी. पोसोलॉजी किस में आएगा? होम्योपैथिक फार्मेसी. सो इन दिस वे फार्मेसी will help for the knowledge of materia medica. तो materia medica का जो knowledge है वो बढ़ेगा homeopathic pharmacy से. So in this way there is a relation between the homeopathic pharmacy and the materia medica. They are complement to each other. They are integral part of the homeopathy and they are going hand in hand for the betterment of the patient, for the cure of the patient. So pharmacy का ही knowledge नहीं है, pharmacy ही नहीं है तो materia medica भी नहीं बनेगा. So in this way they are having a complementary relation with each other. So this completes our first part of this chapter. The next part, that is the relation with the organ of medicine and the national economy, how we are helping our nation by adding this some amount of money or by taxation, that we will see tomorrow. So the two questions I have asked you, give me the answer for these two questions, and if you have any query you can ask.